Guys, UFC 306 is over, and Merab Dvalishvili comes out victorious, and I got a bunch of my picks wrong, and I'm going to admit, I was wrong. Merab is a beast. I shouldn't have picked against him. I feel like a lot of people did this, myself included, where a year ago, or after the Cejudo fight, we were all saying, Merab's the future champ, Merab's going to beat Sean O'Malley, it's obvious, but we all did some tape study, and we all thought, I'm switching my pick, and that's what I did. I picked Sean O'Malley, so I'm gonna fucking man up and say that I picked the wrong guy. And I genuinely picked the wrong guy. Merab looked insane. All credit to him. He fought for that fucking win. He deserves it. So when you have guys, also let me say this, when you have guys like MMA Guru, who is 26 years old, and I like MMA Guru, you have to admit Merab fought for that. Give Merab credit. You're 26 years old. Admit when you're fucking wrong. Have some fucking balls to admit when you're wrong, and we're keeping this a rant. We're not going over this. We're going over what I remember from these fights, okay? So we're doing a rant, but genuinely, give Merab credit. I'm sick of you. You're fucking 26 years old, and I like Guru, but bro, we need guys like Lucas Tracy back in the space who, when they got a pick wrong, they would genuinely admit, and they would give credit to the other guy, because I'm sick of Bilal and Merab and guys like this just because they're a boring style. So boring. Give them fucking credit when they fight like a fucking man, and they deserve it. Sorry if they're hugging and, they don't look the most, entertaining on the feed and shit, but I'm sorry, Merab genuinely fought like he deserved it. He deserved it. He fought like he deserved it. He fought like he wanted it more. This might have been a 48-47 in the eyes of the judges, but, dude, that's like grasping at straws. I gotta rewatch the fight, but in all seriousness, did anyone look at that fight and go, close fight? I think, Merab might have won by a round. No, the whole aura around the fight, or the whole feeling around the fight was 50-45 by Merab, yeah. 50-45 by Merab. Sean just got dominated. That's the whole narrative around the fight. So you can't go out there and saying it was a close fight. I mean, who the fuck? It was a domination by Merab, and I'm gonna give credit to Kenny Okoye, because this is the second fight where he surprised me, because he picked Bilal, he picked Merab, and both times he has been dead fucking right. So full credit to Merab. And I also saw this, I know he posted this about saying Merab's chin isn't that bad, it's genuinely pretty decent. I also noticed that, and I said that in my breakdown. I said I don't think Merab's gonna get flatline KO'd like people are saying. I know Bedtime was saying, yeah, I see him getting flatline KO'd. I never saw that. I thought it was going to be a TKO, maybe even an early stoppage, similar to the Aljo fight, right? Because Merab has never been knocked out in his fights. And I also had this narrative in my head for a bit where I was like, Merab's so chinny, because that's what we hear. We hear, oh, Merab's so fucking chinny. He got wobbled by Henry Cejudo. Yeah, that's the only guy other than Marlon Moraes who he's been wobbled by. So I said that in my video when I was breaking down the fight. And yeah, I mean, Merab is not as chinny as we thought. So I think that the fucking problem was Sean O'Malley genuinely had one of the worst game plans I have ever fucking seen in my life. He went in there with I'm gonna land a big shot on him. I'm gonna land a big shot on his chin, and he's gonna go right out. Because Sean O'Malley has this narrative in his head that you cannot have as a fighter, that you're Mr. One-Punch KO guy. You're not a one-punch KO guy. I know I'm gonna have some kids in the comments complaining and saying, what are you talking about? Sean O'Malley is obviously a one-punch KO guy. You're not that guy. You're an elite striker, probably one of the best strikers in the UFC. Not the best anymore. I used to have him at the best. I know technically this fight didn't really do anything to his pure striking, but dude, seriously, I don't know now. My whole fucking narrative and my whole view of Sean is fucked, but let me go back to what I was saying, which is the game plan, right? It was atrocious. You do not have one-punch knockout power just because you've knocked out Eddie Wineland. And you should, if you're Sean O'Malley, you need to understand that the Aljo fight was an early stoppage and Aljo was recovering, because otherwise things like this happen where you think you can go out there and just I'm going to land the big left on Merab, and that's going to put him out. No, motherfucker, you need to throw more output. You looked like Cheeto Vera, and I'm a Cheeto fan, but it works for Cheeto. That's the difference. For Cheeto, he actually does have one-punch knockout power, or the power to drop people and win fights because of that. So he doesn't have to be the most skilled striker in the UFC. He can win by these big one-punch knockouts and shit. But Sean O'Malley, you are one of the most talented strikers I've ever seen. So why are you trying to adopt I'm gonna knock him out in one blow? And I think it was his coaches as well, because, bro, Tim Welch, when you go to that corner and you're down 4 rounds, right? I don't care if you're saying, no, it was 3-1, 2-1, or whatever. He was down 4 rounds in the eyes of everybody, pretty much. And Tim Welch gives him the advice of, go for that big knee up the middle. Go for that big knee up the middle, motherfucker. Are you fucking kidding me? The big knee up the middle? What is this TikTok game plan? Like, the big knee up the middle was shit that I was saying and everybody on TikTok was saying, but that was before we saw the fight. When you have seen 4 rounds of the fight and you can genuinely see that Merab is not going to get hit by that big knee up the middle, let's not tell him to go for that. Let's maybe say, throw some fucking output, Sean, and stop giving him so much fucking respect when it came to the takedowns, because all Sean was doing was standing at range, literally not throwing anything, and you got Herb Dean, who also was atrocious in this fight. Herb Dean's stock just plummeted during this fight, saying, work, as if Merab's not the one working. Hello? It was fucking Sean O'Malley who was sitting at range, doing nothing during this fight. So, absolutely atrocious performance by Sean O'Malley. Yeah, I'm not picking, Jan would beat this guy again. I already said that, but Peter Yan, you would beat Sean O'Malley. Ilia Topuria would fucking school Sean O'Malley now. I'm sorry, even if it's on the feet, the difference is Ilia Topuria has that one-punch knockout power, and he's probably going to fucking knock out O'Malley if they ever fight, which I'm not surprised if O'Malley still ends up getting that Ilia Topuria fight somehow. But, dude, I used to think that Sean O'Malley would be a decent test for Ilia Topuria, and I changed that in that one video I made. I fucking can't even remember. Like, biggest threats to champs or some shit, but I changed it, and I no longer think, I don't think Sean O'Malley would be a fucking threat to Ilia Topuria. I'm sorry, this fucking fight proved it. Umar would school fucking O'Malley. I'm sorry, maybe you could beat Corey Sandhagen, and that fight looks a lot closer now. I'm sorry, that fight genuinely looks a lot closer now, because I remember I was saying Sean O'Malley would school him on the feet, which is probably still true, but dude, Sean O'Malley, I genuinely can't. He looked terrible during this fight. I don't want to go too crazy on him because I know it's a little bit of recency bias, and he is still an elite striker, but he genuinely looked fucking terrible. All credit to Merab. Merab looked fucking fantastic out there. He fought for this shit. He proved that he's not chinny. He proved that he fucking is a beast. And he proved everything that we were thinking a year ago is right, and we shouldn't have fucking changed up on him. But yeah, I don't know if that's everything I wanted to say about this fight. If I think of anything else, I'll go back to it, but I'm going to edit this back in the beginning. I'm speaking at the end of the video right now, but I'm editing this back into the beginning. And, dude, Merab was tweaking out in the beginning of the fight, right? He was fucking pointing to the corner about some bullshit. I thought he lost his mouthpiece or some shit, and I was genuinely confused what the fuck was going on. And so I was like, bro, it's over for Merab. Sean's in his head. But then throughout the whole fight, Merab was doing this tweaker shit. And that's when I knew, bro, Sean O'Malley was getting fucking thrown off by this tweaker shit that Merab was doing. Because Merab was genuinely just acting like a fucking crackhead in the octagon, kissing Sean's back and all that shit. And then Herb Dean also, atrocious referee shit there, right there, bro. Like, what the fuck was he doing when Merab was kissing his back, right? Instead of separating the fighters, which, I genuinely don't know what the fuck Herb Dean is doing, but instead of separating the fighters and, getting them, or doing anything, he let fucking Merab just start walking backwards, and Sean O'Malley, like a bit of a bitch. I know they're in a fight, but dude, hitting Merab when he's walking backwards and obviously thinks that it's like a break, like, bro, I don't know what the fuck. I mean, fair enough, it's a smart thing to do if you're O'Malley, but dude, it's just a bitch move, like hitting Merab from the back and with powerful shots and not even damaging him. So I mean, just made him look like even more of a pipsqueak. But I mean, yeah, I don't know what the fuck Herb Dean's doing. It's a bit similar to the Pereira versus Jamal Hill situation where fucking he didn't want to stop that one. Granted, I mean, I don't know. I just think Herb Dean's being a bit weird, bro. Like, Herb Dean, I don't want to go off on a rant here, but dude, Herb Dean's just being weird. He's being weird. Like, he's not being a ref. You need to be a ref and fucking tell these people what to do, bro. You can't just, and the work shit, like, I don't understand what the fuck Herb Dean was doing, bro. His stock plummeted, saying the fucking work when Merab was obviously working. In my opinion, it just looked like they were trying to get Sean to win no matter what. Like, it literally looked like Dana fucking called up Herb and said, we need this kid to win. We need Sean O'Malley to get the fucking win. Do your best to try and get Merab to fucking lose this fight. And Herb was just saying, work, when Merab was fucking hitting him with knees against the fence and shit. So, yeah, I don't know, but we're gonna go to, we're gonna skip over Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso, because this isn't my WMMA channel. Obviously, I'm gonna talk about it on my WMMA channel. But, dude, Yeah, terrible Alexa Grasso. Fucking Valentina also. Very boring fight. Why the fuck have we not learned to put WMMA fights on fight nights? Just put them on fucking fight nights as a headliner so we can all go to sleep during the fight. I don't care. I'm spitting all over the place, but dude, I don't care. I don't care. We should never have women's fucking title fights in between a banger featured fight and a fucking headliner that's a male title fight. Like, the same shit with UFC 300, where people glaze Zhang Wei Li. I wanted Zhang Wei Li to lose that fight against Yan Xiaonan, because Yan Xiaonan actually wanted to keep it on the feet like a fucking proper fighter, and it'd be entertaining. And I know that's ironic because I just credited Merab for, you know, fucking taking down Sean and all that. But dude, like, I genuinely just can't with these women fighters. I will always root for the woman who's gonna put out somebody's lights and fucking just end the fight as fast as possible, because, bro, we need to start putting these on fucking fight nights. And it's I'm not a woman hater or anything. This isn't fucking me being an incel or some shit. This is me genuinely saying it just kills the momentum. It kills the momentum, especially when you're up late at fucking night. This card went so long. I was trying to go to sleep, bro. I was genuinely tired. And fucking Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. Please, bro, don't put this shit on our cards anymore, bro. Move it to a fight night. Like, bro. Brian Ortega versus Lopes, bro. I mean, it was a very good fight for Lopes. He proved me wrong. I thought Ortega is actually underrated still, honestly. And to me, this proves that Diego Lopes is the real deal. And, you know, because Ortega only loses to the best. I'm sorry, he only loses to the best. And he is genuinely one of these elite guys. Very good chin. And, dude, he's a good fighter. So the fact that Lopes was able to win this, a very, very good win for him. Very great performance, honestly. I think he genuinely dominated the fight as well, kind of. I mean, it was probably 3-0 Lopes. I honestly was thinking Ortega was going to come back with some fucking crazy shit in the later rounds. And after he got dropped, I was like, all right, it's not over, because, bro, the thing about Ortega is he always comes back and he always gets a comeback win. So I was expecting a big comeback from him. Sadly, he didn't have 17 rounds. If Ortega had 17 rounds, he would be able to win this fight. But that's the thing about Ortega, man. You need to give him some more rounds. But he was winning in the third a bit. But then, obviously, towards the end, there was that moment where fucking Lopes just came back and he completely dominated. So, fair enough. Very good win for Lopes. I don't really want to talk about this fight too long because there's not anything too crazy. I mean, give Lopes, you could line up to fight Topuria. And also, sorry, this is a little bit of Topuria glaze in the middle here, but Topuria is going to beat everybody. Topuria is going to beat everybody. He's going to beat Max. I'm no longer worried about Sean O'Malley. He's going to beat Sean O'Malley. He's genuinely going to beat everybody. And I won't be surprised if he beats Islam. So I'm just going to say that little fucking glaze there in the middle. Zellhuber versus Ribovics. When I watched this live, I gave round 1 and 2 to Zellhuber. And during the third round, I was saying fucking, just survive. I was literally just screaming, just survive. Because I thought that if he got to the end of the bell, even though he was getting his ass kicked in the third round, kind of, I thought he was going to be able to get the fucking, the nod from the judges and win the fight. But I was kind of screaming robbery last night. But when I rewatched the fight this morning, I'm sorry, dude. I think it was the right decision. I think Esteban Ribovics, I think he won round 1. And I think he won round 3. Very obviously clear round 3. But I think he edged out round 1. And when I went this morning to fucking to the verdict shit, to look at these verdict fights, because I like to do these and I like to use these as credit in some of my videos, right? I'm sorry. This is a terrible scorecard. Giving round 2 to Zellhuber is reasonable. But the fact that more people gave round 1 to Zellhuber than round 2, I'm no longer trusting these fan scorecards unless they're blatantly obvious, like the Peter Yan versus Sean O'Malley fight. But what the fuck is this scorecard? What the fuck are these scorecards? Like, bro, I genuinely don't understand how round 2 was more of a toss-up than round 1 to these fucking fans in their eyes. And I'm glad. I confirmed my shit when I watched MMA Guru's video of the recap. He also gave round 1, or he said, round 1 could have gone to Esteban Ribovics, bro. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but yeah, round 1 definitely was Ribovics in my opinion. So I don't know, man. I think he barely edged out. It was definitely a close round, but it wasn't some bullshit where we have round 2 being more of the toss-up round. It wasn't. Round 2 wasn't the toss-up round. It was Zellhuber. Round 1 was the toss-up round, and I lean towards Ribovics. If you haven't rewatched the fight, go ahead and rewatch it, in my opinion. Also, Joe Rogan said one of the best fights he's ever seen. What? I mean, it was a good fight, but it was only good because of the third round. And the only good round after rewatching the fight. Go ahead and rewatch it. Go ahead and rewatch the fight if you're out here thinking this was one of the best fights you've ever seen. Because Joe Rogan, I have no clue. He was probably just doing his job glazing because he's on commentary, but not one of the best fights I've ever seen. I'm not even that rewatchable, honestly. It kind of got boring, and because when you're rewatching it, you're just waiting for that round 3. So I don't know what the fuck Joe Rogan's saying, that it's one of the best fights he's ever seen. The fight before that was better. The Ode Osbourne fight was better. And speaking of, we're going to go to fucking Ode Osbourne now because I picked Ode Osbourne and he got robbed. He got brutally robbed. This was a brutal rob. I'm seeing a lot of people agree with this. Bedtime, MMA Guru says, he doesn't say it was a robbery, but he said it was a very close fight. And, it wouldn't have been surprising if Osbourne got the fight, or at least a draw. This should have at least been a fucking draw, but what the fuck are they doing? It's the most Mexican scorecard I've ever got. The Mexican 10-8. It seems like we just give Mexican guys 10-8s easily. I mean, like Grasso. We gave Grasso the 10-8 in their fucking rematch against Shevchenko, so we're just giving Mexicans 10-8s because they do some fucking... I just can't, bro. Like, in my opinion, round 2 wasn't a 10-8. I don't think so. But fair enough. If you want to give round 2 a 10-8, it still should have been a draw because, I'm sorry, but round 1, obviously, Ode Osbourne proved me right. He fucking knocked out Rodriguez, basically. And then he woke him up. He wasn't really out. But, dude, he could have fucking knocked him. He could have knocked him out there, bro. He could have knocked him out there. I would have been so much more hype if he knocked him out because instead I got to be screaming robbery, which I genuinely do believe that Osbourne won this fight or it was either a draw. I don't see how it could have been Rodriguez winning this fight, but yeah, I mean, Osbourne obviously won round 1. Round 2, what the fuck happened in round 2 was, so obviously he jumps guillotine. Ode Osbourne jumps guillotine for some reason, which I don't know why I don't think you should be jumping Gilly. I don't think you should be jumping Gilly. And I don't know what the fuck he was doing because he was doing good on the feet. I'm sorry, Ode Osbourne was doing good on the feet throughout the whole fight, in my opinion. So I don't know why the fuck you would jump guillotine, but that was a stupid decision. But still, I mean, you gotta see he's jumping guillotine. He had it in for a bit. Fucking the reversal happens, right? And obviously it's just Ronaldo Rodriguez on top. Dude, like, it was just Rodriguez on top. So I know if you want to give it 10-8 because of that, but I'm sorry. He almost did TKO him, but there were moments where he wasn't doing anything, right? There were moments where he just had the body lock, and he was just pitter-patting, right? So, fair enough. I actually could see why you give it a 10-8 now that I'm not fucking tripping. And I'm remembering that he did almost TKO him. This was a very exciting fight in my opinion, but he did almost TKO him. The only reason I don't think it should be a 10-8 is because towards the end of the round, Osbourne showed that he was still in it. He got back up and he was fucking, he was fucking still there. He was still there. He didn't get back up. He just reversed position, I think, or some shit. But I don't remember. I gotta rewatch the fight now. I've rewatched it this morning, but I need to rewatch it again. But in my opinion, give it a 10-8 if you want, but that doesn't matter. It's a draw or it's a win for Osbourne if it's a 10-9 in the second round. Third round is what should have 100% been Osbourne, in my opinion. I could see why you might give it to Rodriguez, but in my opinion, you're just overrating the ground and pound that he threw at the end because obviously Ode Osbourne won on the feet. I mean, here's the fucking numbers: 13 of 26, 10 of 31, and in my opinion, it was more clear also just in general that Ode Osbourne was winning on the feet, especially during round 3. And then he shoots a takedown of his own, gets stuffed. Joe Rogan was fucking screaming "Ode" when he shot the takedown. I don't know what the fuck Joe Rogan was doing, having an aneurysm on commentary, but he fucking screamed Ode Osbourne's name. And then takedown gets stuffed. They're back on the feet. He shoots another takedown. He gets it, right? Ode Osbourne got the fucking takedown. I don't even remember now. Rodriguez tried to like fucking put him in some submission or some shit for a bit. Just a couple seconds, and then they get back up, but Ode did have a bit of control time there, right? And then we get back up, and what do you know, fucking 35 seconds left, or 30 seconds left, some bullshit like that. Rodriguez shoots a takedown of his own, right? And he gets the takedown, and okay, now I'm fucking autistic. No, oh yeah, he gets the fucking ground and pound. He starts going ground and pound on fucking Ode Osbourne, but he's missing the shots. He's missing the ground and pound shots. Ode Osbourne's doing a very good job of evading and blocking it, fucking moving on the fucking ground, and I think he's even throwing some elbows up. He was doing that during the whole fight where he was on bottom and he would be throwing elbows up that were decent. They were doing a decent job of, inflicting some damage. So I don't know how you can give that a 10-9 to Rodriguez, in my opinion, if Ode Osbourne's winning on the feet, he gets a takedown of his own, and then Ronaldo Rodriguez, the only reason they gave him the fucking round was because of that takedown he got, which was, 20 seconds of control time and some ground and pound that wasn't landing. So I guess that's a fucking win for Rodriguez, but I don't know, most people seem to be agreeing with me that Ode Osbourne won that fight, and I think he did. I genuinely think he did. I think it was round 1 and round 3. The most you could say is that it's a draw. So I'll give it to you if you want to say it's a draw, but yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it for that fucking fight. These other fights were pretty terrible. Irene Aldana, terrible. Bahamondes, I got that pick right. I got the pick right. Yeah, I picked Bahamondes. What the fuck am I saying? Because he trains with Bilal, but obviously Bilal glazes this guy, so I'm going to pick him. Raul Rosas, genuinely not that great of a performance. Joshua Van, got that right. I got all the picks right, guys. I got all the picks right on this card. Yeah, I just wanted to have a bit of a rant, though. That's it for the video. I don't know. I mean, there's not much more to cover. That's all. I just want to do a bit of a rant. I don't like recapping fights fucking individually and going through everything. But, dude, I just wanted to rant about the shit that I can remember now. And the shit that was genuinely terrible in the fight and all that stuff. But, yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about the fights. I think Sean O'Malley's stock plummeted for me a lot. I know people are going to say I'm jumping the gun. I just spat, bro. Why am I spitting? I know fucking people are going to say I'm jumping the gun, but I don't know, bro. I honestly don't know. I probably am jumping the gun a little, but dude, his stock just plummeted so much for me, bro. So I don't know. And yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace.